Hey guys, I'm irritated today. Why, you might ask? Yeah, let's get right into it. I'm tired of my timeline being full of men being absolutely disgusting to women, specifically black women. Let's call a spade a spade. They are specifically targeting black women between Halle Bailey, Cassie, Megan, even Doechii I'm seeing stuff for. Leave us alone. We just want to exist. And today I'm going to crash out a little bit. I'm sorry. Just kidding. I'm not sorry, because you know what? Sometimes a crash out is necessary. And then of course, yes, because this is mindfully aligned, in the second half of the episode, we're going to get into all about how to protect our peace. But let me have my moment to crash out because I'm really sick of it. So essentially, as you may have seen, I'm sure your feed is inundated with this stuff going on. But there is currently a war against black women right now. There is violence against black women, and when we speak up against that, it is an issue for men and some pick-me women, of course. Because what would the world be without pick-me women, right? We need them, right? To stress us out, I'm sure. You know, Cassie has bravely testified against Diddy in the case while 9 months pregnant, might I add. Do you understand how painful that must be to recount trauma from all those years ago when you tried to move on and have a great life, and now it's time to testify? That is extremely traumatic. Not to just go through it, but to then recall those events. It is extremely difficult. So hats off to her, especially doing that while 9 months pregnant, because you're already going through a lot. The problem with that is that as you are bravely recounting those events, you now have people attacking you on social media for simply speaking your truth because it goes against what they believe, right? When I am on social media, I am seeing, and we're all seeing obviously, the most disgusting things being said. People are claiming that they still don't believe her. There are two sides to every story, discrediting her, saying all kinds of jibber jabber. They just sound stupid. They just sound dumb. Let's address this thing that a lot of people are saying. There's two sides to every story. All right. Well, there's a ton of evidence against this, right? We've seen the video of her getting dragged, and I'm sorry. When you see someone going through that, there shouldn't be any next question. When you saw what happened in that camera footage at the hotel of her getting dragged, there should be no question about what's right or wrong beyond that point. And if you decide to still question that, I have to tell you, you're dumb. I'm sorry. And I hate that men are still trying to discredit that. You can literally have all the proof in the world. Jesus could literally come down to this earth and tell some of these people that XYZ happened, and they will still say, I don't think so. There's two sides to every story. Something's fishy. I don't believe it. Blah, 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 blah. She's lying. She's lying. She's lying. Is that not a little crazy to you? Why is it so hard to believe women? Why does that bother you so much? Or here's another thing that really grinds my gears, is when people can't really seem to find the issue with the things that were going on, all of Diddy's freak off activities. They say, well, that's not sex trafficking, that's just being freaky. All right, let me ask you something. Dig deep within yourself. Not to you guys, obviously. If you're watching this, you think like me, but to them. Dig deep inside yourself, my friend. Why do those things, those events that are being recounted, why don't they bother you? Why don't they disgust you? Oh, I know why. Because if you had the money, the power, the fame that Diddy had, you would be doing the same thing. You like manipulation. You like coercion. And to be honest, with your little status, you probably engaged in a micro form of that. If you can't find anything wrong with what Diddy did, you probably have in the past emotionally abused a woman or made her feel uncomfortable in some type of way. And so for Diddy to do all that he did, it doesn't seem that crazy, because deep down you know that if you had the chance, you would be doing some crazy stuff too. Think about that, because there's someone that I know who couldn't really find something wrong with what Diddy was doing. He just thought Diddy was being freaky. What's wrong with that? And let me tell you guys, what I found out about this person, it all clicked. Yeah, no wonder you think Diddy isn't that bad. Whatever. He should be freed. Why? Because you're cut from the same kind of cloth, and that's absolutely disgusting to see. And so when I see so many men sharing that sentiment, it is scary. It is scary, because I didn't realize, I mean, obviously I knew that men thought like this, but I didn't realize that there were so many men running around proudly thinking that way. It is very scary, and I can't take it. I can't. That's why I came here today to talk about it, because I need to let this off my chest, and I know you guys feel the same way. It's horrible. So hats off to Cassie, and hats off to her husband, Alex Vine, for being a healthy emotional support system for her. Everyone deserves that. Everyone who has been through any kind of emotional, physical, sexual abuse, I hope and pray that you have a guardian angel who is supportive as him through this, because it takes a village to heal. I find it really irritating when people say that, why didn't they come forward sooner? Maybe you haven't gone through anything traumatic, but when you go through something traumatic, you want want to delete it. You want to go back to the version of you that didn't go through that. You want to move past it as much as you can. You want to run from it. But then in all that running, you realize it happened, it's a part of you, and then you have to confront it. So maybe she spent years running from it. Maybe she spent years trying not to confront that within herself, and then she realized, in order to heal, I need to address this. Let the woman address it. And third, I think it's absolutely irritating when people try to ask, well, why didn't she leave? All right, let me ask you something. If you're paying so much attention to this case, did you not see what happened when she tried to leave and she got physically dragged and abused? If you're paying attention to this case, did you not hear what Kid Cudi said when he started dating Cassie and she moved on from Diddy and dated him? Did he have his car blown up? What do you think that is? That's intimidation. She couldn't leave. I need people to take a second to wrap their heads around the concept of abuse. It is purposefully difficult to leave. Seriously, get a grip. You want to open your mouth so bad, educate yourself first. Do a little bit of critical thinking first, please, so I don't have to waste my time reading your stupid comment. Please. And even Aiden Ross calling Doechii untalented is so irritating to me. Be so for real right now. Doechii just won a Grammy. You really want to call her untalented? You're gonna look me in the eye and say that? Be so for real, bro. You literally sit on a computer and cite all kinds of things, but you want to call her untalented. Be real. Even if her art doesn't make sense to you, you expect it to make sense to you because you're a man. You expect her to pander to you and your male audience, your male gaze, your male perspective. Shut up. Are you dumb? Shut up. Next, let's talk about Halle Bailey. American sweetheart, Disney princess, amazing girl, right? Everyone had positive things to say about her character, right? That is until she spoke up for herself. Now people are turning against her. Why? Because she didn't make a mess on social media. She didn't do half the things that DDG did, right? They're co-parenting and they're having co-parenting difficulties, right? She keeps it quiet and classy on social media and is dealing directly with him. But he goes on his stream and he's talking trash about her, sending his fans after her, dragging her name through the mud. Okay, cool, fine. But she keeps it classy, she keeps it quiet. The way people like it to be, right? Because they hate when you speak up. But then he takes it too far and he gets physical with her. She does not go on social media to be messy. She does not try to be petty. She does it the right way. She follows a standard and she files a restraining order against him. No drama, just justice, right? And she did it right away because remember, people have a problem when you take too long, right? People are quick to say, why did you take so long to do it? Why'd you wait all these years to do it? All right, well, Halle Bailey, she filed right away. He chipped her tooth. He left her with bruises and all these marks on her body, slammed her head into a steering wheel, and she filed right away. And yet and still, people still have a problem with that. How odd. How odd, right? It's almost as if every single thing a woman does is not enough for these people, right? Right. And I think coming to terms with that this week was very, very upsetting. One comment that really did it for me was when I read someone say, wow, she's really trying to ruin his life. Really? Let me ask you something. So, by her being a victim of abuse, whether it is a stranger on the street or the father of her child, she was abused and she files a restraining order to protect herself and her child, really. By doing that, she is ruining his life. Now that's pretty crazy. That is some crazy logic I'm hearing. Wow. It's not him trying to ruin his own life by putting his hands on a very well-known and loved celebrity? Is that very smart to put your hands on the mother of your child? That sounds like you're trying to ruin your own life. And the thing is, these men would rather do anything, say anything, make up all kinds of different versions of logic rather than just take accountability. You can easily say, damn, he was wrong for that. Now he's gonna face repercussions. But no, you just cannot see it that way. Cannot expect another man to take accountability. Really? She's not trying to ruin his life. He should have thought about his actions. He should have, not done that. She wasn't trying to take the petty route. She didn't do a social media blast. She kept it quiet. I don't think I've seen her bash him, ever. He has gone on social media and said all kinds of stuff. She kept it classy. She kept it cute. She did it not to be petty, but out of her own safety. And that is trying to ruin someone else's life? Maybe he should have thought of that. I read those comments and I wonder, are you stupid? The answer is yes. And you hate women. Pick one, because you're not doing either of them very well. It's irritating to me and I don't want to have to look at it. And that leads to my next point. In this world, that is full of people, and some women, who hate women, hate black women, hate women victims. The most revolutionary thing you can do, the biggest act of resistance that you can do, is not to be a comment section warrior or fight back at these people or whatever, or have a sustained crash out. No, the answer is to protect your peace. The answer is to choose a happy life for yourself. Look at Cassie. Let's look back to Cassie. She got married to a man who is supportive and loving to her. She is starting a beautiful family. She has been in therapy. She is speaking her truth. That is irritating to them because she found peace. So for me, no, I'm going to have my little 10-minute crash out. I'm going to vent, and then I'm going to move forward. I'm going to choose to be happy because they hate that. I'm going to choose to be at peace because they hate that. I'm going to choose a life that is anti-stress because they hate that. I'm going to do my Pilates and I'm going to live my soft life because they hate that. Now, I ask you guys today, if you are irritated by what you are seeing, if the thought of people being angry at women speaking their truth hurts you inside the way it hurts me, I ask you, I implore you as well, to choose your peace. Radically choose peace. Radically choose a life of anti-stress. Do not stay in that relationship if it gives you stress. Do not stay in that situation or in that job or in any kind of circumstance that gives you stress. Now, I'm not saying to give up. Like, if you have a job that you like and it stresses you, but it's a good stress, that's a different kind of story. But if there is something that is sucking the life out of you, abandon it right now, because my act of revolution is to choose peace. I've chosen peace for myself, and I am so happy because of it. I had to get rid of a lot of things over the past few months because I decided to radically choose peace. And I have to say, I am glowing differently, I'm showing up differently, and that is what matters in this world where people are already trying to tear us down. We should not be making choices that tear us down. Now, let me share something that is very important here. Stress is the #1 killer. It's worse than cigarettes. It's worse than anything else you can do. Drinking, drugs. Stress is the killer. It can lead to cardiovascular disease. Pretty much, it's the source of all disease in the body, right? And that's why I decided to be anti-stress. I'm not going back and forth with idiots in comment sections. In fact, I'm unfollowing these pages that incite those kinds of responses. Why? I'm doing that for my health. Now, black women specifically, come closer, let me tell you something. And if you care about black women, come closer, let me tell you something. Did you know that we are 3 times more likely to die from childbirth than white women, than anyone else? Yeah, that's pretty scary. We're also more likely to die from breast cancer. We're more likely to die from a lot of things. And do you know why? Number 1, because of medical racism, but that's a whole other episode for another day. But also because of the amount of stress that is placed on us by society. We know that it's hard to be a woman. We know that it's hard to be black in America. So imagine being both at the same time. I don't think that's clicking for people. Imagine being black and a woman. Imagine even within your own community, you face misogynoir every single day. Imagine amongst women, you're still facing racism every single day. That stress weighs on you, and that stress manifests in a whole host of diseases. I am choosing to not fall victim to that. I'm choosing peace. So anytime I see someone on my timeline creating a space for men to be toxic, I'm out. That's it. Blocked, unfollowed, I'm done. I will not perpetuate that. And this week I had to do a little bit of a cleanse because I do not want that a part of my world. I don't choose that for myself. Again, I choose peace, and so should you. Please choose peace today. You deserve that. Do your yoga, do your journaling, light your incense, do your Pilates, do your little workout. Feel good. Choose to feel good. Choose things that are going to make you feel good, because that is the most revolutionary thing that you can do for yourself. Whew, and breathe. That was a lot for me. I just went like that was, yeah. But you know what? It was necessary. These conversations are supposed to be had. We're supposed to be talking about these things from time to time. You know, you can't let these things bubble up inside. Sometimes you gotta have your mini crash out so that you can carry on and feel at peace. And you know what? I feel better after letting all that out. That was necessary for me. I hope that you feel better too. I hope that that was cathartic for you as well. And now we can choose peace. We can move forward, take a breather, do our Pilates, light our incense, do our yoga, all the things that make us feel good. Choose the things that make you feel good. I am, and you deserve to too. And now, with that being said, let's get into the song of the week. This week's song of the week is Catfish by Doechii. It's a good crash out song. That's what I was listening to in the shower before recording this episode. Just pump me up, because you know what? Sometimes female rage is a little bit necessary when expressed correctly. Let it out. Put this song on, let it out, growl a little bit like Doechii, and then move forward. Release it and move forward. And that's what this episode is all about. Releasing it. Feel how you feel, release it. Make that testimony, talk to someone, make that report, vent to somebody. That's releasing it. And then you can move forward and live your life in peace. And that's what it's all about, really. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope this episode was as cathartic for you as it was for me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the things, show all the love, and also listen to the Mindfully Aligned playlist on Spotify. And yeah, I'll see you guys next episode. Bye.